lazy imports, but
right. So I raised an issue that this is not implemented according to the pip, and I don't know if the pip authors have any insights on why that is. But so how did we do this? I forget. How do you test this?
It's in Python RPM macros.
Right. And you tested by running it with Python?
If you share something, you're not sharing it with me.
Right.
Typical issue that happens. Yes. What was that?
I should test import all modules, right?
Yes, I think so.
Oh. So what worked? What did we add here? Test lazy imports are imported, which would work on my Python version.
Which is 3.14.
Probably want to run this under 3.15, and now it fails. So it looks like with the current implementation, where is this? With the current implementation, we cannot do this because lazy modules has all kinds of weird stuff in it, not only modules. But maybe we can one more thing is that things are supposed to disappear from lazy modules once they're first reified, which doesn't really happen.
There's one issue about that.
Oh, there is already an issue?
I believe so. It's not linked to the main one, but there is, there is this.
Lazy import type resolve does not replace the module global and can import twice. Does not replace the original lazy object and the module globals. Oh. Well, this is by design. Oh, I don't know who this is. Yeah, this doesn't look like a valid issue.
Okay.
Calling resolve analyzer import proxy should make the import. It shouldn't import twice because the module itself is stored in sys.modules. but it should not replace the original lazy object. Only actually using the global would do that. Where's the second import here? Oh, built-ins import. Yes, built-ins import is called twice. But it shouldn't do the actual import twice. It should only look in the cache. So as soon as I understand more about how the lazy imports are supposed to work, which is different from the pep, I can close this. But yeah, I guess the implementers of that pep are swamped in issues like this, where somebody gave the implementation to an LLM and generated some report and a fix.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't go that deep, but resembled the thing.
And this one is more draft, so well, I guess I don't want to get it reviewed right now. Yeah, but as far as I understand it, this is fine. Now, for us, what we can do is, well, we cannot do importlib.import module because these modules are not valid module names. I don't know what the strings are supposed to be, but they should be loadable using lazy import. Let's call it name. Not be snarky. And you can resolve that, and if that succeeds, then we're happy. And now instead of sys.modules, we can have our own set. Oh, and then it says lazy import is only allowed at module level. Ah. That sucks. Okay, I've never looked at the implementation of lazy import. That looks interesting. Should we try to look into this?
We've got time. I don't have better topics for today.
Alright, so let's see how lazy import is implemented. So it's a Python function and it's probably implemented in C. So I'm doing a git grep for lazy import in C quotes, because that's the way you would put the name in C. And I see there's a test C API and a built-in module.c.h, So this one would be the argument clinic in CPython. This would be the argument clinic generated file, and next to it should be blt module.c, and that will have the lazy import implementation. So what does this do? It gets some globals, and needs globals. It needs a dict for globals. Needs to get built-ins. And it says built-in module has no dict if built-ins is somehow weird. And then it does PyImport lazy import module level object with the name that we got, built-ins, globals, locals, from list, and level. Okay, so PyImport lazy import module object would be somewhere else. And what does it do? Checks that the module name is a string, checks that the level is not negative, gets the absolute name from globals and level, okay, what is the level here? That should probably be documented. Maybe import has the same thing. Level. Level specifies whether to use absolute or relative imports. 0 means only perform absolute imports. Positive values for level indicate the number of parent directories to search relative to the direct. So this is basically the number of dots in the import statement. Like if you do from dot import something, or from dot dot import something. Okay. So this will get the absolute name, so I assume if level is 0, then the name can be empty, and it just gets returned. Alright. Oops. And now we get the frame, and if the frame's globals are not the same as the frame's locals, then we get an import error, which sucks. It basically means we cannot call dunder lazy import from a function.
Is there any other API maybe that exists that could give us this functionality, or
maybe? Let's see what it does after this. Maybe we can emulate that from Python. So there can be a filter that disables lazy imports, which is handled. And then it does this pylazy import new. Frame built-ins absolute name and from list. Ah, that's interesting. then it adds the module name to the sys.lazy module set, and registers lazy objects on the parent. Okay, so if we could somehow emulate this PyLazy import new, I wonder if we can do that. No, we can't. Right, so the lazy import object cannot be created normally. So I guess the hack we can use is exec. Or eval. Alright, we do evaluate lazy import of name. Just pass a name like that, which is of course a giant security hole. And to that eval we can say globals is globals and locals is also globals. And then we can do lazy object.resolve. Let's see if that works. I won't say Python.
When 316. Wow.
Oh, and I'm using the Python that I just built. Which I guess I don't really have. No.
It's the wrong invocation.
Oh, when for the 15. Right.
Yes.
Okay.
This module.
Check import test module. Let me make this bigger. Failed to import print mod. Okay. Module name must be a string. Got module.
Is it?
Oh, name needs to be a string. There we go. So assert test module.submodule and sys. Frozen import blah blah blah. It looks like test module.submodule. Right, it only imported the top level module that way. Yes, so this will give you the top level module if there are dots in the name. So what can we do? Like break up the name on the dots. and then to go from the from component, skip the first one, which should be this object.
Mm-hmm.
And to real object is get adder and get the attribute by the component, like that. And then we get module. Test module has no attribute submodule, which is weird. Yeah, but this is getting, I guess, too much of a hack to be supportable.
Mm-hmm. I feel very unsure about the whole thing. Like with every added line, it's getting.
Yeah, but I'm trying to understand how this should work. We're getting an object here, and we should also use name instead of module here. So it failed to import test module dot submodule. So what are we doing here again? We're have a test module init py and a submodule .py. So lazy importing test module .submodule should succeed, but test module .submodule doesn't really exist, which is weird.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you do lazy import test module .submodule, that should add the submodule attribute on the test module somehow. Or maybe we need to do this eval again.
On something different than the name.
So we're trying to import test module.submodule. This lazy import function got us the test module,
Mm-hmm.
but it didn't give us this submodule. The module test module has no attribute submodule. we resolve this again, no. How are you supposed to use this? So this should call register from lazy on parent. So what does that do? This is called in a loop. For everything in from list. And we are not really using from list. What is happening here? Let me also check what the lazy object is. The lazy object is test_module.sub. Like a lazy import for test_module.submodule. The real object is a real module called test module. But this module has no attribute called submodule. Does the lazy object has an attribute called submodule?
Very many times no.
What's it called? Nope. Of course, lazy import is entirely undocumented anyway. I would think. Okay, I don't know how this works. I guess it's impossible to load all the lazily imported modules, which is a shame since from the pep it looks like it would be possible.
Mm-hmm.
I guess another thing you could use was forget the name. pkgutil.resolve name, which kinds of uses the format these lazy modules have. So maybe try that. pkgutil.resolve name.
How is like fully qualified module name different from what is
Well, it's a
present?
module name. These things are not necessarily module names.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what do we get here?
This is a different test that failed.
Test PTH files are read from Python site. Ooh. Oh, I'm printing stuff here, right? Princess lazy modules. Right, and that runs a subprocess. Okay, so assuming that pkgutil.resolve name is actually the function to use for these names in lazy modules, this doesn't look so bad, does it?
It doesn't. So can you just print out the names that were being resolved by pkgutil in this run?
Oh.
Is this only our test module submodule, or was it like everything else? I know this.
Right, these.
Okay. And this causes no issues and it imports just fine, like resolves just fine.
Yes. But it's kind of legacy. If you look at the documentation for the resolve name function, it is expected that name will be a string in one of the following forms, where W is a shorthand for valid Python identifier and a dot stand for a literal period.
Mm-hmm.
So it's dot separated names, and then we have module name, that's dot separated, and then object name, that's dot separated, and they're separated by commas. And the first form is intended for backwards compatibility only. It assumes that some part of the dotted name is a package, and the rest is an object somewhere within that package, possibly nested inside other objects.
Mm-hmm.
Because the place where the package stub and the object directory starts can be inferred by inspection, repeated attempts to import must be done with this form. Which of course is not ideal. And I think that's in general the problem with sys.lazy imports. Right, it gives you sys.lazy modules gives you the set of names that you can't really be sure how to interpret. Like what part of it is the module name and what part is some object. And I guess that information is unknown when you do a lazy import statement.
The idea of explicit keyword marking the lazy imports looked much more looked very easy at the first glance.
Right.
Getting into this depth
The implementation is
reveals
crazy.
It's a PKG resolve name for lazy modules.
I guess that's the function to use. Probably document this number here, right? If there's a chain of lazy imports more than 100 deep, it's probably an issue.
Yeah, I wonder if we have applications with potential to. Yeah, of course, not yet. Nobody uses it yet, but I wonder if a project like Django, for example, started using
Okay, so this would try resolving lazy imports in what's it called?
check import macro. Yeah.
Macro. You probably want to make that opt out or opt in somehow.
One more time, I want it.
Probably want to make that opt out or opt in. I don't know which. I don't know what the policy is for macros like this. I guess you can rebuild all packages that use this, right, and see if this flags any of them.
Yes, maybe that wouldn't be too much. Like check import is widely used at this point, so we would have a lot of data points. We could probably also guard it. Probably start with opt-in. Or maybe not.
Well, if you rebuild this and see that 2 packages failed, then it might be worth investigating those packages.
Sure.
But at least opt-out is probably good to give people a way to fix this.
Yes. I can definitely spawn a copper and just check it. It doesn't cost that much.
Alright, should I push this somewhere?
Feel free to bring us a pull request. It was last time you did something on Fedora.
Yeah, this always happens, doesn't it?
What would that be? Something like...
But I'm logged in. There are pull requests. Well, I guess this would be a work in progress as well, right? Clone fork. Okay.
And I think it would be interesting to bring it as well upstream. Not as a pull request, but as a feedback and trivial the whole thing.
Yeah, I have a discussion open. You know, documentation and probably also the PEP will need to be updated. So if it turns out this PKG util resolve name is the right thing to use, then it'll probably go in there. I guess the rebuild would also help with that. So, rawhide, this would be import lazy import, and whoa, it has my SSH key. Why did this open in a Google container though? That's weird. So what's the macro called?
PyProject check import or PyCheck import. Yeah.
Does this run tests?
It should, definitely it should spawn tests.
Nice.
Everything. Scratch
Scratch
builds,
builds.
everything else. There's full
Fun.
full house. So once it builds, it will run CI tests.
And rawhide is 315 now?
Rawhide is 315 now, yes.
Okay. Does it test that with 314? I guess the
If you
backport
open
would
it
do
to F44, it will also test.
Okay, so because we don't need to backport necessarily.
Should be a moment.
Okay, and I guess that's all for today.
I'll take it from there. It will probably build at some point. I will spawn the testing repository. Check it out.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, I guess we could start something new, but I need to open the door here.
To be honest, my brain is melting at this point.
Yeah.
So I think we can just end here for today. But thank you.
So I guess we'll skip next week. There's a Czech holiday.
Yes, there are some holidays, and the next week is the EuroPython.
Yes.
So that
2 skips.
We can do 2 skips. I will be on Tuesday in Krakow, but I imagine you have.
I'll be there on Monday.
Are you also coming for packaging summit or only because of
there's a language summit and there's a Rust summit that I applied to.
Right.
And they didn't accept me yet, so anyway. The train's booked already.
Okay.
And we'll see about the Monday after EuroPython.
Yeah, Monday is definitely not going to fly with me, but Tuesday, okay. We can...
Alright. I've been cancelling the wrong event. Okay, so the next one will be the 21st.